development and instructional supports for the Ontario Montclair School District. I'm very excited to be a part of this virtual parent summit and present with you our journey through community engagement initiative in partnership with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, GABE, the California Collaborative for Educational Excellence, as well as Family and Schools. So we're just going to take a little walk through what we learned this year and how we also responded to the crisis of COVID-19, taking our learning into this year and sharing what we've experienced along the way. Our district in Ontario Montclair School District serves over 20,500 students in grades TK through 8th grade. We have 32 schools, and as you can see, elementary schools, middle, as well as K-8 schools. We serve a number of student demographics. We have a rich cultural and linguistic demographic base with 90% Latino, 3% white, 3% African American, 2% Asian. 87% of our students are low income, 26% English learners, about 1% foster youth, 10.8% homeless, as well as 11.9% students with disabilities. We're really proud of the diversity of our student group and the fact that we can offer them magnet programs. And so as you see on the slide, we have a number of magnet programs that are specialized to the unique needs and interests of our schools and of our students and families. We're also very proud to showcase the number of awards that we have received in every aspect between PBIS, state awards, as well as other specialized awards. So we're very, very excited and proud of the work that our district is able to do and accomplish in support of our students. Just a little bit about our community engagement and where it lives in the whole California system of support. As we approach multiple systems of support in our state, I want to recognize that our partnership with the Community Engagement Initiative with other districts falls on the outside perimeter of this illustration, where we work with other districts along with the California Collaboration for Educational Excellence, as well as the California Department of Education, to support other districts, both as they learn from each other, as well as how they lead with one another. This initiative focuses on 6 areas, and together this year with Cohort 1 of districts, we have learned to deepen our understanding of community engagement. We've learned to reflect on what we define as our characteristics and best practices and how they are similar across other similar demographics and characteristics with participating districts in this network. And that we understand that this is something that is fostered when communities, students, schools, and districts systems are strong and interconnected. We also worked with other districts as well as ourselves to identify our metrics that we're using to measure increases in our community engagement initiatives. And then working within Cohort 1, looking at how to develop a protocol so that we can facilitate future cohorts of networks of districts so that we can continue to grow the system of support within the state and be a partner in that process. We also work with them to develop criteria so that other teams that are selected would benefit from being successful in improving community engagement. And lastly, really working with one another to strengthen the capacity within each of our teams so that we could co-facilitate future community engagement professional learning network. Our community engagement initiative, we're a part of Cohort 1. We're really excited to be a part of this. along with our different partners in this process. So Anaheim Union High School District, along with Azusa School District, Cajon Valley Union School District, Eastside Union High School District, and Oxnard School District all work together this year as Cohort 1. So we're represented across various counties, and ultimately looking at how in the future, as you can see from the map, future cohorts of districts can grow across the state. Our community engagement initiative could not be done without the collective work of everyone working hand in hand. And so these are our lead agency partners: California Collaboration for Educational Excellence, San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, along with GABE, and Families in Schools, along with the 5 school districts that I mentioned earlier. And so this year for us has been about learning and leading. And so we came into this network back at the beginning of last year, really with a focus on integrating our district systems of support. And we have various systems of support that all work to support the whole child. Our district foundation is based on MTSS, or multiple systems of support, that work in concert with one another so that students can benefit and all students have access and equity in their instruction. And so our Parent Center works to support our students and our schools to increase family leadership capacity. And we work with our families on a number of different dedicated trainings to support them as parents or as co-educators to support their child academically, as well as how to help them support their child social emotionally. We also work with our families on developing their own personal growth through a partnership with the Mexican consulate, with the Plazas Comunitarias program, which is a program that families from any Spanish-speaking country can successfully complete their primaria and secundaria educational pathways here online so that they can continue to prepare to pass the general educational development examination, which we also offer classes for our families to complete. And so we're really proud of the multi-pronged approach that we use at the Parent Educational Center. It is a dedicated space and it is a high priority for our school district. During COVID, I'll talk a little bit about how we're shifting those resources and those trainings to a virtual format later on in our presentation. The other thing that I'd like to share is that another leading practice that we have in this initiative is Central Language Academy School. And Central Language Academy is one of our 32 schools. It's a K-8 program. It is a dual immersion program in Spanish, K through 8. And they were selected because of their passion around parent involvement, their high success rate around parent involvement, and the fact that they collaborated with GABE in the Project to Inspire series so that they actually have a cohort of family members that are real true leaders in family engagement, helping other families with parent-to-parent trainings to help their children be successful and their families to be successful. We also have our Family Collaborative Services department that supports a robust and approachable mental health service for all students in need, as well as with families and community members in our boundaries. And they also support case management for our most at-risk students that really need kind of to stabilize their home environment in order to launch into learning. And then they also work with crisis intervention, not only within our district, but outside of our, well, within our district boundaries, but with our feeder high school district in supporting some crisis intervention situations. OMSD Promise Scholars, again, is another leading practice that we came into this network with. And OMSD Promise Scholars is a foundation that supports our OMSD students with a place and with money and with a proper preparation to enter college and enter it with all the supports around that. We work with, we have agreements with various universities in the area, and we also work closely with Chaffee Joint Union High School District to ensure that the students that complete OMSD, that continue at Chaffee to successfully prepare their A through G requirements, do have a saved spot for them at the school that we have an agreement with. So it's a great way to support our students to continue preparing for college and beyond. And so this is what we came in sort of leading with. This is what we came into the network leading with. But through the year, as we partnered with our other school districts, as we partnered with our agency partners, we started to reflect on our integrated systems of supports, and we approached it with how can we, as a result of our participation in this cohort, how can we lead the next cohort? How can we develop and deepen our own understanding and connectivity within our own systems of support and enhance the Parent Educational Center? How can we go to the next level and expand parent leaders through our GABE Project to Inspire initiative? How can Central Language Academy take the strengths that they have and expand it and receive an idea from another district in conducting family conferences and trying that out at their school? How can we take what we do at the Family Collaborative Services and examine and self-reflect on those systems, and how can that work be replicated across the state? Similarly, how can OMSD Promise Scholars, again, reflect on their own system and collaborate with other districts to replicate that work across future other cohort districts as well as future cohort districts? So there's a lot of leading within this network and learning in tandem with one another. All this is to say that in March, during this first year, you know, we all had to pivot quickly into response to COVID. And certainly what we learned through this process is that we were able to do that successfully, harnessing our own internal strengths as well as continuing to build on our partnerships within this network. And so our success really has been based on ongoing superintendent communications, on our created distance learning portal, which is accessible at omsd.net, and it includes supports for families and communities. There's an introductory video on the link below that that helps families get an awareness of what resources are on the distance learning portal for families. We continued with providing daily breakfast and meal distribution throughout the closure, as well as ongoing mental health counseling and services. This was all provided online through a telehealth support system. Again, continually working with multiple stakeholders, both with task force meetings that included parents, as well as multiple surveys with stakeholders, teachers, administrators, and families to develop a comprehensive return to work plan. We also continued with developing an online task force with all stakeholders throughout the summer and into the year, and then offered 2 summer school sessions for our students so that they can continue to remediate learning gaps. We ended the summer and began this new school year with learning options for our families, with a blended offering when classroom instruction is safe to resume, as well as with an online learning option that is effective at this time. We were able to quickly recapture the existing equipment that we had distributed back in March, and instead offered all students K through 8 one-to-one devices, brand new devices, and hotspots for internet safety, internet access. We're focusing strongly on health and safety protocols for our current staff that's reporting to work and to keep our staff and visitors safe, as well as in process 2, a return to school face-to-face blended model when it's safe to do so, with plans already in place to keep our students safe and healthy. All these things are captured within our comprehensive return to school recommendation. Lastly, our Parent Educational Center workshops have continued. We're proud that our Parent Educational Center, again, like every other educational effort in our district to reach out to families, has been able to pivot to an online virtual model, and parents are able to access devices as well as piggyback on their students' hotspots to access parent workshops dedicated to supporting them as they learn technology, as they learn the kinds of social emotional supports that students need during this time, as they learn to continue to broaden their own capacity to become really co-educators during this COVID crisis, because they are truly becoming partners, true partners as never before in this time. And so going forward, one of the things that we capitalized on was a practice that Oxnard Unified School District had in place. They were able to move an initiative with GABE called the Project to Inspire Level 4 classes. And this Level 4 classes is really dedicated to developing parent capacity builders. These are parents that have completed Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3, and are now embarking on becoming co-facilitators with us and being able to make presentations, help other families connect to information that's valid during these very difficult times. A couple of examples that we have is some of our Project Level 4 parents are helping to partner with us to help present information on our district's Pathway Seal of Biliteracy program, which is a way for kindergarten and 8th grade students to be recognized as having 2 or more languages. And so that is one way where our parent leaders can help build parent-to-parent awareness. Another way that our parent leaders are working to help build parent-to-parent awareness is around the area of early literacy and helping other parents learn the importance of reading daily to their child, the importance of talking, the importance of singing with them, the importance of really kind of nurturing that literacy environment in the home so that they can become stronger readers and be successful in school. And so there's a multiple ways where our Project to Inspire Level 4 parents closely working with GABE to help us move to that direction. Here's a glimpse of our distance learning portal. And so when you access this information, all the information for Project to Inspire classes, as well as all the classes for parents, are found under the Parent Education Center tab. But as you can see, we also have resources for under our Family and Collaborative Services, Special Education Services, our preschool services, as well as the information for Promise Scholars that I shared earlier. So really lots of our community and initiative is housed within this phase of the portal found on the OMSD website. And so what's next for us? What's next for our district? Well, we're really excited that now this amazing initiative is moving into phase 2. So as you can see from the slide, Cohort 2 districts have already applied and been approved, and they're listed here on the slide for you. But the window is still open to accept new applicants. So there is time left by the time you see this presentation. If your school district is interested in both leading and learning, is applying through that link that's up above, application information and due date information, and also the contact information for the director of the CEI initiative is Stephen Sterling Mitchell. And so you'll find his email and his telephone number listed on this slide. And my information is on the first slide with my name and email information in case you have questions of me. So I just want to, again, thank everyone for being with us during this presentation. Really excited that you're here to learn along with us. It was great sharing our learning with you. And hopefully it has prompted you to perhaps consider applying to this cohort 2 of districts and joining us in our continued journey. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you hopefully, and stay safe and healthy as we continue through this journey. Thank you.